It's been quite some time since we released firmware version 1.2 for your Plethora X5 TonePrint Pedalboard. There's been a lot of feedback and requests rolling in from you guys, and although times are a little bit tricky for everybody these days, we have been hard at work to bring some of those requests to fruition. We're extremely happy to announce the release of official firmware version 1.3. In firmware version 1.3, you'll find the addition of one of the most highly requested pedals ever here at TC. You'll find new signal chain display options, some extremely intuitive new graphics for Hot Knobz, improved accuracy and tracking from external expression pedals, reduced latency on MIDI control, and a lot of optimizations under the hood. To kick things off, here's our good buddy Andy to tell you all about the new pedal we've included in Plethora X5, and something cool for all of our Flashback 2 delay customers.
Hey everyone, so back in 2012 I had the privilege of being involved in an epic collaboration between Pro Guitar Shop and TC Electronic. After a trip to TC headquarters in Denmark, we mastered that early TonePrint software, even got a certificate, and set out to recreate the tape, early analog and digital effects that we had collected at the shop. Among classics like the EHX Deluxe Memory Man and Binson Echo Rec, I brought in my favorite EP3 Echoplex and spent hours matching their tone profiles as close as I could. So once an exclusive set of presets on the Alter Ego pedals, I'm pleased to announce that the Alter Ego Vintage Echo tone prints are now available for Flashback and Plethora users.
That's right, with firmware version 1.3, you can now find a full-blown Alter Ego Vintage Echo pedal in your Plethora X5. Flip the switch into edit mode, pick a slot on your board and scroll down the effects list on the left-hand side until you find Alter Ego Vintage Echo. We've included all of the tone prints from Alter Ego and Alter Ego X4 with several subdivision options preloaded on the tone prints menu to the right. If you're a Flashback 2 customer, then you can also beam the Alter Ego tone prints into your pedal from our free TonePrint app. Just look up Andy Martin under the Artist Tone Prints list. Since day one, we've gotten a lot of questions about which way the signal flows on Plethora X5. Out of the box, the signal flow on your TonePrint Pedalboard starts with the pedal on the left and runs consecutively through each pedal to the right. But with our traditional stomp boxes, typically the signal flows from right to left. We weren't surprised to get a mixed feedback on this, and with some of you, it simply wasn't acceptable. So we've opted to give you guys the option of which way you want to see your signal chain displayed. Flip into edit mode, scroll all the way down to settings at the bottom of the effects list, and under global display, you can now flip the display from left to right to left. We also included a little symbol for in and out on the screen in play mode. In the last major update, we included a new feature called Hot Knobz, which allows you to assign each of the 3 black knobs at the top of Plethora X5 to tweak any of the pedal parameters on your board simultaneously when in play mode. Some of the functionality around this extremely fun feature left more than a few of you guys a little bit bemused. So to avoid confusion and help you get the most out of Hot Knobz, we've added some intuitive new graphics that should clear things up. After configuring Hot Knobz via the Settings, Board Settings menu, you'll now be able to see at a glance in play mode which pedals have something assigned to a hot knob and what's changing when you give it a tweak. Remember, these settings are just for live play, so don't worry about it overwriting your carefully crafted board tones, which is saved automatically in edit mode. Although Plethora X5 is armed with 5 mash foot switches that give you expressive control over the pedals on your board, there's also an EXP input on the back for hooking up your favourite expression pedal. This can be assigned as a volume pedal or as an extra modifier to control specific effects parameters. We've drastically improved both the accuracy and resolution of the EXP input, so whether you're hooking up an expression pedal for rig level adjustment, delay time tweaking, reverb mix, or even to recreate a classic whammy style pitch shifter using the Brainwaves pedal, you'll now have a much better experience. Along with the new features we released on our last major update, we expanded the MIDI functionality quite extensively. Following your feedback regarding a sluggish response to MIDI messages being received by Plethora X5, we simply had to try and improve it. So for all the MIDI users out there, you'll now find a lower latency when using an external device to adjust or control settings on Plethora via MIDI. Along with these new features and improvements, there's been a lot of optimizations and minor bug fixes under the hood, leading to faster board loading and an all-round snappier feel when playing with your Plethora X5. So head over to the Plethora X5 product page, which is linked in the description below, to download the latest official firmware update 1.3 and get your TonePrint Pedalboard up to speed today.